Hi, my name is John Dyck, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at CESMII. I've been here for 2.5 years. I come from the industry, having spent a number of years working for both Rockwell Automation and GE and leading their software businesses globally. So CESMII is the Smart Manufacturing Institute. CESMII stands for the Clean Energy Smart Manufacturing Innovation Institute. We're funded by the federal government to invest in the technologies, the knowledge, the thinking that will create a more effective and a more competitive manufacturing environment here in the US in the domain of smart manufacturing. So essentially, the sensors, the controls, the modeling, the analytics, the software application, everything we believe is necessary for the democratization of smart manufacturing. As the home of smart manufacturing, we would, of course, have an official definition of smart manufacturing. It's the information-driven, event-driven, efficient, and collaborative orchestration of business, physical, and digital processes within plants, factories, and across the value chain. Now, what does this mean practically? It's that in this smart manufacturing environment, resources and processes are connected, are monitored, and continuously evaluated with the sensing, information, analytical models, and workflow needed to automate routine actions and prescribe actions for non-routine situations. We've created an essential set of smart manufacturing imperatives that define the characteristics of the smart manufacturing journey and around which every smart manufacturing strategy needs to be centered. These smart manufacturing imperatives enable people and technology to work in synergy via processes and technology-based solutions that are secure, scalable, flat in real time, open and interoperable, proactive and semi-autonomous, orchestrated and resilient, and of course, sustainable. That's a mouthful, but that's our view on smart manufacturing. Smart manufacturing is an essential aspiration and strategy for every manufacturer, big or small, and across all industries. Smart manufacturing is transformational and will radically impact the performance of your manufacturing ecosystem through measurable improvements in areas such as speed, agility, innovation, quality, costs and profitability, safety, asset reliability, and of course, energy productivity. The pandemic that we've all been impacted by this year has demonstrated clearly that those organizations that have invested in digital transformation or smart manufacturing are far better equipped to capitalize on and move their manufacturing operations forward than those that have not. We're hearing from our manufacturing members almost unanimously that they're accelerating their investments in this area, and that smart manufacturing has become one of the leading initiatives for their organizations, if not the leading organization. And so from our perspective, the results of smart manufacturing around a connected worker, around their ability to bring their workforce safely and securely and with an acceptable level of risk into their manufacturing plants, and then operate those plants as effectively as they can with fewer resources. That's an enormous capability that has been demonstrated for those that have the ability to do so and have invested in smart manufacturing. So it's really highlighted in this difficult year, it's truly highlighted that smart manufacturing is an essential capability and an essential transformative function for every manufacturer. Close to the top of that list is the ability to take what is a fairly expensive workforce and enable them to engage in solving problems, in essence, creating citizen technologists. Too often in our manufacturing plants, you'll see the workforce putting away their smart device, putting it in their locker or in their pocket, which, by the way, happens to be one of the most powerful compute surfaces in that plant on that day. And they're not able to use the things that they know about that technology or the equipment itself in their day-to-day job. Imagine a future scenario where those operators, those workers on the plant floor, can use their device in the manufacturing infrastructure to solve problems. Smart manufacturing holds the promise of enabling connectivity between manufacturers and their suppliers in a secure and real-time end-to-end digital thread that facilitates the flow of information between manufacturing nodes in a supply network. And of course, last but not least, sustainability, energy productivity, and clean energy are on virtually every corporate list of strategic initiatives. So these are all areas that will enable the creation of a dramatically more competitive manufacturing environment here in the US. And for those manufacturers that are global manufacturers, enable them to see that for their global operations. As I alluded to earlier, we have 30 years or more of legacy, largely stovepiped manufacturing systems in your plants that are mission critical for your operations. And adding innovative new solutions to the mix will simply propagate many of the same legacy architectures and constraints. They may be based on contemporary technologies like AI and industrial IoT and cloud, but they're still stovepiped islands of innovation, costly to implement and sustain and almost impossible to scale, and certainly not accessible for most small and medium manufacturers. In fact, we're seeing many of the more mature manufacturing companies so concerned about these issues that they're moving away from buying off-the-shelf solutions and either in a holding pattern or they're building their own solutions. This lack of interoperability and standardization for manufacturing systems has become the single most significant barrier to the adoption of smart manufacturing or Industry 4.0 on the plant floor. This is the issue we need to address as a nation, as an ecosystem, and with partners like Savigent who understand and are aware of these challenges as we move towards a more resilient, more competitive, and more sustainable manufacturing environment here in the US. I would start by having them acknowledge what we've seen across the board, and that is that the cost and complexity of implementing manufacturing systems today is significantly high. That the lack of interoperability and scalability is not an acceptable strategy for manufacturing today or tomorrow. That these inherent challenges tend to stall most efforts and prevent them from scaling, whether it's across a business unit or an enterprise. This ecosystem needs to work together on some fundamental enablers that will accelerate the democratization of smart manufacturing and make it far more accessible to really improve deployment velocity for smart manufacturing. This is how we drive return on investment for your organizations. Our analysis here at CESMII indicates that for every dollar of licenses I need to acquire for my smart manufacturing initiative, I have to spend 6 to deploy that. And that's why we're bringing this ecosystem together. And we appreciate our partnership with Savigent in driving down the cost and complexity of these implementations. Imagine a future, which is where we are demonstrating what we're demonstrating now, where instead of $6 of implementation to deploy that $1 of licenses is $2 or $2.50. That will drive an economy of scale and facilitate a level of deployment that will have an enormous impact on manufacturing across the board. That is what democratization looks like, and that's what we can accomplish with great partners like Savigent. Yeah, first, I would applaud Savigent for their willingness to partner with us here at CESMII and with this ecosystem, and to contribute both their smart people and their smart technology to the broader ecosystem. It's a privilege to partner with them to advance the broader smart manufacturing capabilities for our nation. Second, I would highlight their unique technology capabilities and their ability to engage in an enormous set of smart manufacturing solution categories across many industries. And here's the key part: to quickly create value. They represent a unique ability to start small, both from a technology and a cost perspective, demonstrate value quickly, but with the confidence that they can scale up as required. This is about time to value that can be measured in weeks or months and not years, which is traditional for this environment. I would also add that their smart manufacturing expertise is a significant differentiator based on a lot of their peers in the industry. They've cultivated a services organization and a support organization that is a unique combination of domain experts and business savvy, which I believe is an enormous advantage. I do have one piece of advice, and that is to get educated from a vendor neutral, credible source that understands the marketplace, the real challenges facing manufacturing today, in an environment where you can engage with industry peers and learn from each other. See what the state of the industry looks like today and where it's going, and then become and advocate for the kind of disruption you need from your partners, your vendor partners, your systems integration partners, your consultant partners, your machine builder partners. You can engage with us here at CESMII with great partners like Savigent to both contribute to and leverage what the best minds in the industry are able to set as the smart manufacturing roadmap for US smart manufacturing. Get engaged.